Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We are now just a couple of weeks away from the launch of the CALDERA map here in Warzone, the brand new Pacific-based map that's going to completely replace Verdansk. And with that, obviously, we got a lot coming. The whole Vanguard integration is going to bring a ton of new content to the game, but it seems like over the past couple of days, we've had some accidental reveals regarding the CALDERA map. We've actually been able to now see a couple of different locations that are on the map in much more detail than what we've been able to see before, with like that general overview, just naming some of the locations that we have. This is actually courtesy of the whole new update in Warzone, the update that brought forth Operation Flashback. For some players, including my friend Pro Reborn, it actually granted them access to some calling cards that likely are going to be a part of the whole Secrets of the Pacific event, which is coming up here in just a few days' time. But we do have access to these now. We can actually see these, and Charlie Intel's gone ahead, posted about this. Obviously, players have been able to unlock these over the past couple of days. So like I said, a bit of an accidental reveal, but it does give us some brand new information on the CALDERA map. So as we go over it all, if you enjoy the video at any point, or if you're excited for the new Warzone map, let me know by dropping a like on the video itself. Would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, this is the place to be for everything going on in COD, between news, updates, class setups, tips. It is all right here each and every single day. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. Also, we are coming up on the best time of the year, in my opinion, once again. And right now, G Fuel is getting ready for their whole Black Friday sale. And if you guys want to pick up anything right now or during the Black Friday sale, you already know Code Immortal has you covered there with anywhere between a 10 and 30% off discount. Seriously do appreciate all you guys who use my code. Now, when it comes to the CALDERA, this is basically how we've now gained access to viewing some of the named locations and some of the main locations on the map. We actually now have a much better understanding of what part of this map is going to look like via a handful of different calling cards. Now, like I said, this is courtesy of my friend Pro Reborn. He completed the whole Operation Flashback event, and then they gave him these calling cards on accident. So this was not intended, but hey, they're here now, and it's happened to multiple other players as well. So this first one we have is called Treasure of the Scenery, or Treasure the Scenery. And if we go ahead and we zoom in here and I bring this over so the face cam doesn't block it, this is what we are working with. So this is part of the, it seems like edge of the map here. It almost could be that same sort of area where we saw some pan-ins from the ocean originally. Obviously, we don't have the whole initial like village that's over here, but we obviously have this little coastal village here that has a handful of different houses. We also have this lower beach area as well. And something I'm very interested in when it comes to the CALDERA map is the water features, because as we've seen through various screenshots, as we've seen through a handful of different clips and like little teasers of the map itself, there's a lot of water on this map. Obviously, it's an island, so it's completely surrounded by the ocean here, but there's also different streams and rivers going through it as well. And as we know now, if you touch water on Verdansk, you're going to the gulag or you're going to the spectator screen. That stuff is deadly. I don't know why, but our soldiers are not good with H2O in Verdansk. Is that going to change here when we see the whole engine update? Potentially, but just note, there's a lot of water here, and I assume these are accessible areas because it's literally right here on the coast with a handful of houses which we can probably loot, and obviously there's a lot of areas to explore over here as well, but that is just screenshot 1 out of 4. The next one we see here is called Marina Street, and this seems to be a much more like populated place on the map. If we go over and zoom in on this one, we've got Marina Street here, and as we can see, there's actually a couple of features that we can sort of connect the dots with. Behind the face cam here, which I'll go ahead and hide really quick. If you look here where behind the face cam that I've hidden, we actually have this building here, which seems to be that same sort of theater or casino looking building that we saw back during the very first initial CALDERA reveals. So that's sort of a place that we've seen before that we can now chalk up to being on Marina Street here, which seems like a much more populated area. I'm not sure if this is going to be the city capital location that we saw back on the initial leaked map from the whole Warzone jacket that we talked about a few days back. But as we can see, this is technically south, or what appears to be south of the actual CALDERA or the volcano area itself, which is sort of like the center of the map. So this could very easily be the city capital area, or this could just be one of those more populated cities, one of those more like, designed and actually established cities that we can go through, loot. Obviously, this will be pretty fun to play, and we have a lot of verticality. There's buildings up here. We see some planes flying through. We're still not sure if the planes are going to be in the, just general game modes or just in that whole Vanguard like dogfight game mode. They have not confirmed that. I'm not going to lie. I kind of hope they're not in the regular modes. I feel like they could be a little overpowered if they have turrets and stuff on them, but we're going to have to wait and see, obviously. But the second location that we have here is indeed Marina Street, which obviously is one of these more established and populated cities. So lots of places to explore here, maneuver around, to loot up and fight in. Should be pretty interesting. Now, the third calling card is called Home in Paradise, and if we zoom into this one, this is a very familiar image. This is sort of that same, what appears to be inland village that has the river running through it. Now, we can't see because it's a little bit cut off here, but we obviously have this bridge in the background just behind my face cam. We'll go ahead and hide that once again. We have this little area here, which is that bridge in the back, and then underneath that, we have a little stream running through here through the bottom right. So this is one of the places, and I think there's a little bit right there that we can kind of make out. This is one of those places that has a water feature running through it that will impact the map in some way, whether it's just very shallow water and we can run right over it, or if it's actually, you know, a couple of feet deep and we might have to actually interact with water in a different way other than sprinting and slide canceling. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm definitely curious about this area itself. But really, though, it seems like a pretty basic just landing spot. There's a couple of different buildings, a lot of verticality here, some lower areas, some higher areas up on the rocks. Hopefully, unlike Verdansk, we can actually climb rocks on this map, and the geo is a little bit more forgiving and friendly, but obviously plenty of little shacks here in this little village that we've got. You'll be able to go in all of these, look out the windows and oversee different choke points, and obviously loot up within all of these as well. So this to me, I think, is one of those more centralized areas. It seems based off the other teasers that we've had is regarding this area in specific, but Home in Paradise, definitely one of the more curious spots on the map that we know about just because of all the water surrounding it and the water going through it. And then when it comes to our final calling card that we see here, it is Hospitable Resort. And this is probably my favorite of all the ones that we've seen so far because this area just looks like it's going to be a hot drop, right? So we got this whole resort area here. It's right alongside the beach, and we have a lot of stuff going on here. There's all these little side huts and little houses here to the side that have, and that doesn't seem like too much space in them. It looks like there's a door and then like one window per each of these. So maybe these will be like those trailers that we had back on the Blackout map that had a couple of pieces of loot in them. Not really anything too crazy though. But we have all of that around like this larger grassy area. We also have this main centralized resort area, which I would assume is multiple stories based off of the windows. We have a rooftop in play as well here, maybe a little tower like a bell tower or something over here, and then even more buildings on the left side, and obviously the whole parking lot area as well. So this to me seems like it's going to be a very high action and high loot area. I can see this being one of the hotter drops, even if it is on the coast, which it appears to be, which we have the ocean right there obviously. But this area to me out of these four is probably the one that I'm the most interested in. I want to land here and definitely explore. And something I also want to point out between all of these calling cards is the vibrancy, is the colors. Obviously, Verdansk has a very bland color palette, I would say, right? Its color scheme is gray and brown and a little bit of green mixed in there, both Verdansk's for that matter. This, though, off of all the screenshots that we've seen, off of all these calling cards that we now have seen, is not that. This is very much so more like Blackout in a sense where there is a lot of green grass, there's a lot of blue sky, blue ocean, colorful buildings. I like that. It makes the game fun to look at. It makes the game fun to live within, right? Verdansk is cool, and obviously we're all going to love Verdansk. It's created a lot of different memories, and it's very nostalgia filled, but as far as the looks go, it's not the most appealing in the world just because it doesn't have vibrancy, it doesn't have colors or saturation. That's a little bit boring. This, like I said, is a complete 180, and I'm very, very excited to get my hands on and see what the Caldera is all about. But with that said, those are some of the sort of secret reveals that we have for the Caldera locations now, thanks to a couple of early calling cards surfacing. That's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. It really does help grow the channel. And of course, if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, feel free to do so. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with everything going on in COD. Between news, updates, class setups, tips, I'm covering it all each and every single day. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.